Top 10 Most Unusual People in the World. 1. Ashley Morris. Strange reaction to water. The most unique woman and a person live in Australia. Ashley is allergic to water, which brings such a problem a serious inconvenience. The strange girl cannot take a shower, which leads to an allergic reaction, and spots appear on her body. Ashley must take medication so that after contact with water, quincus edema does not begin, and death does not occur. Problems began at the age of 14, after suffering from tonsillitis. She was injected with a loading dose of penicillin to save her. An adverse reaction of the body manifested itself in a very strange and unusual way, an allergic reaction to water. Dermatologists examined Ashley's health and conducted all kinds of tests and examinations, but the condition did not leave her. It turned out that penicillin affected histamine in the blood, contributing to such a reaction to the most necessary thing for a person in the world, water. The girl has to live with a strange problem. Sometimes the spots turn red, and begin to itch a lot, which causes significant discomfort. I had to forget about swimming, exercising in the pool, and sports in general, because you can't sweat Ashley. She tries to spend more time in well-ventilated, cool rooms. She only goes out in the sun with an umbrella. The saddest thing is that the problem is not treatable. 2. Suputra Sasuphan, unusual and cheerful. When the girl was told that she entered the Guinness Book of Records, there was no limit to joy. After all, for a 13-year-old teenager, this is an incredible achievement. Suputra herself is generally an optimistic girl. She tries not to get upset about her problem, and the problem is that the girl's entire face is densely overgrown with hair. At first, at school, the children constantly teased and offended her, but after they learned about the record, the attitude gradually began to change. In total, there were 50 people in the world with such a problem. Its name is Ambras syndrome. In the Middle Ages, unusual people with a hairy faces had a hard life. Everyone considered them werewolves. Fortunately, Suputra lives in the modern world and the attitude towards her is normal. She even got married. Sometimes a girl shaves her hair off her face, for example, on her wedding day, in order to take more photos and videos with her beloved groom. The strangest girl in the world tried to solve the problem with laser hair removal, but so far this technique cannot cope with the hair to the end and slow down its growth. Suputra admits that she has long been accustomed to her hair, trying not to pay attention to them, continuing to enjoy life. 3. Nick Vujicic is a unique and unusual person. Nick Vujicic, unusual and cheerful. The whole world knows about this man. He has long been able to prove that even a person without arms and legs can be successful. Today he is a well-known philanthropist, motivational speaker, singer, and writer. His speeches give support to millions of people and help to become more self-confident, despite the shortcomings of the body. Looking at Nick, you understand that despite the problems in life, you need to strive to move forward, spite of everything. Nick was born with a serious, rare pathology, tetra amelia syndrome. This is a hereditary disease in which the arms and legs are missing. The most unusual person in the world has long understood that his mission is to provide support to those like him. As a child, Nick suffered from a disability but learned to live with a handicap. He graduated from the university and received a double degree of Bachelor of Commerce. From the age of 17, he began performing in orphanages, schools, prisons, and churches and later opened the Life Without Limbs organization. He has traveled to many countries, starred in programs, and films, and written books. The most unusual person is happy. He has a wife, and 4 children, 2 boys and twin girls. All children are perfectly healthy. 4. Yoandri Hernandez, a strange anomaly of the fingers. Fortunately, one of the strongest people in the world does not suffer from his problem, even be proud of it. On the hands and feet of the Cuban, 6 fingers. They help him work better because with 24 fingers it is easier to climb a palm tree for coconuts, and tourists are willing to take pictures with him. Surprisingly, all of Hernandez's fingers are complete, which is rare for such a pathology. The strangest phenomenon of nature has become a happy addition for a man. He feels great, is popular among women, and can provide for himself. 5. Rolf Buchholz, piercing man. The most pierced man in the world lives in Germany. There are 453 piercings on his body, including his face and head. He is already 52 years old, but his love for such body decoration has not faded away. The man entered the Guinness Book of Records thanks to his passion. The attention of others is attracted by the piercing and tattoos of a person. There are 94 earrings on the lips, 25 in the eyebrows, and 8 on the nose. About 50 earrings are fixed all over the body. There are 278 in the inguinal region. People do not know how they placed so many piercings on themselves, or whether it is generally convenient to live like this. Rolf Buchholz, an unusual piercing man. But Rolf is the record holder only among men in terms of the number of piercings. The most pierced woman and man in the world are Elaine Davidson. There are 7,000 earrings on her body. The man did not stop at the piercing, he implanted artificial horns in his head, and made a tattoo on his whole body. The plans of the most strange and unusual people are to make a tail for themselves, to carve fangs. 6. Harry Turner, the most elastic skin in the world. The man entered the Guinness Book of Records thanks to his skin. He is the most flexible in the world. During one of the performances, Harry was able to pull the skin in the abdomen by 15.8 centimeters. The case is a rare Ehlers-Danlos disease that affects the connective tissues of the ligaments, skin, and internal organs. The first signs of the disease appeared in a man at the age of 4. Already at the age of 10 he demonstrated his abilities to others. Today Harry is the star of the Circus of Horrors, a participant in the talent show, Strange People. The skin is stretched so much that you can put 3 glasses of beer on it. But this is far from the only trick. An unusual person still has a lot of them, as well as fans. It is important to be careful when stretching the skin. Harry could die if blood vessels burst. 7. Cindy Jackson, an unusual world record. The woman entered the Guinness Book of Records after countless plastic surgeries. Real Barbie doll, perfect Cindy Jackson has already celebrated her 60th birthday. Today she is not only popular in the world, many girls listen to her advice, and women who decide to change their appearance with the help of plastic surgery. The most unusual woman spent a huge fortune on operations, and gradually she began a real mania to improve herself constantly. The reason is strong complexes from an early age that Cindy did not change in herself. Eyelids, nose, chin, waist, lips, chest volume, and cheek shape. She removed several ribs and corrected her cheekbones. Even the woman's hair is not her own, they were implanted by surgeons. How many times this strange person did chemical peels and Botox injections, it is simply impossible to count. Cindy Jackson is the strangest woman in the world. Today, the whole world knows her, and beauty consultations from Cindy Jackson herself are very expensive. She works as a model, starred in programs, and even wrote the book, Live Barbie. The book describes in detail all the operations, touches upon the problems of complexes, and questions about maintaining beauty. The last procedure that an unusual woman went through was hand rejuvenation with collagen fillers. 8. Marnie Harvey, strange bloody tears. The condition of the most unusual girl defies explanation by doctors. Marnie's eyes and ears bleed 5 times a day. It all started in 2013. She woke up to find her pillow spattered with blood. Together with her mother, the unusual Marnie came to the therapist. Studies were carried out, but no deviations or problems were found. The condition gradually worsened, and now the blood oozed not only from the eyes, but from the ears too. Blood from the nose was added to this horror, and blood began to appear under the nails. Recently, the blood of the girl went from the scalp and tongue. Marnie Harvey, unusual tears. Marley herself recalls that when blood oozed from her eyes for the first time, she had painful cracks in these areas. In the hospital, an unusual patient has already become like her own. She constantly took tests, but the studies did not reveal anything. She became ill, and had pain in her side, migraines, and sometimes due to poor health, Marley could not attend school for a week. Somehow I managed to finish school, and teach a certificate. The specialists put the patient on a strict diet, suspecting that she was allergic to food, but it did not help. Having entered the courses of a retailer, Marley's hairdresser could not work normally. Strange blood appeared from her eyes and burned, sometimes not allowing her to open her eyes. In the summer, you can go for a walk wearing glasses so as not to frighten those around you with bleeding eyes. Unfortunately, a strange condition led to a deterioration in relations with friends. 9. Jafe Dabe, extraordinarily large hands. This man looks like the cartoon character Popeye the Sailor. He was born with large hands, which significantly distinguishes him from ordinary people. The arms are disproportionate to the body and look like they are swollen. Doctors suspected that the most unusual person in the world had several variants of pathologies at once. The gigantism of the limbs. Proteus syndrome. Macrodystrophy. Elephant disease. Jafe Dabe, unusually large hands. But after the tests and studies, it turned out that everything is fine with Jafe's health. The perimeter of the forearms is 49 centimeters. The man has been arm wrestling for a long time, and he feels quite comfortable. In this sport, he has long been a legend. He broke his right hand during one of the tournaments, and despite the problem, he continues to take part in tournaments using only his left hand. With one hand, Jafe easily grabs the basketball. 10. Hyomung Shin, strange youth. A guy from South Korea has long become an adult, although it is imperceptible in appearance. The strangest guy in the world looks no older than 13 years old, although in the passport the figure has exceeded 26. The reason is in the rarest condition, the name of which is Highlander syndrome. Shin does not age and looks very young, however, he suffers a lot because of this. He is almost never allowed into clubs, you cannot talk about his personal life. Many even think that the guy's passport is fake. There is also a downside to this state. Today a strange person is a star in his homeland, and he is invited to programs, to shoot a TV show. Hyomung Shin is the most unusual guy. It is worth mentioning another unique person named Michel Lotito. The man amazed those around him with the fact that he preferred to eat not ordinary food, but metal, nails, and glass. Michel arranged performances where he demonstrated his unique gift. In front of spectators he ate rubber, glass, metal tires, and spare parts for bicycles, airplanes, and televisions.